So welcome to today's video. We are taking a look at how to mix forest blue from the super granulating watercolors from Schmincke Horadam. As always, we are swatching first the original, taking then a closer look at the pigments used in this mixture, and then we create the mixture ourselves, and in the end take a closer look at the tried swatches. So, the first pigment I will be swatching is the PBK 11. This is black iron oxide or iron oxide black, depending on what brand you're using. You will also find it under other names like Lunar Black, Mars Black, Aquarius Black. There are tons of names for this color, but the genuine ones are the iron oxide black. It is a pigment, like the name says, from the iron oxide family. It's a black iron oxide. It is a pigment that granulates always strongly, but we have a range between strongly and super, super strong. The Lunar Black from Daniel Smith, that is the version I have used here, is definitely one that granulates very, very strongly. The iron oxide black from Schmincke granulates a little less. So that can have an impact, of course, on your end result, how strong your version is granulating, but it is definitely a pigment I highly recommend having in your collection if you are into granulation and color separation mixes, because this is probably one of the most beginner-friendly versions to mix a iron oxide black with whatever pigment you want to mix it. There are tons of other brands offering mixes like that. The dusk colors from Van Gogh or Rembrandt, for example, are the best examples for mixes like that. The second pigment used here is PB36. I have wrongly written PG, so just you have to remember it's not PG, it's PB36. I also here used the version from Daniel Smith. If you have seen my cobalt turquoise video, then you have seen that there are tons of companies offering a PB36 cobalt turquoise. You also find the PB36 in cerulean blues. You either have a PB35 or a PB36 as a cerulean blue. The 36 versions are a little bit darker than the 35 versions. So that is definitely a pigment that can make different color shades. Here we definitely need the turquoise version. And it is a cobalt pigment, so it is a more expensive pigment. It is a very beautiful one. I love it dearly. That is the reason why I do have so many versions of it. I highly recommend buying a version, if you don't already have one, that is cheapest at your place. Depending on where you live in the world, brands are priced very differently. For me, here in Germany, of course, the Daniel Smith colors I have used here are very, very expensive. For you in the US, they will be a lot less expensive. For me here in Germany, Schmincke Horadam is very cheap in comparison to other brands in the artist grade range. Of course, for you guys from the US or Australia, for example, a German brand will be very expensive. So let's, like I said, the easiest or cheapest way is to look up which brands are available at your place and which brand offers a PB36 cobalt turquoise and which brands are cheapest at your place. For example, always very cheap all over the world are brands like Rosa Gallery, Roman Schmal, White Knights. They are a lot more affordable than higher priced companies like Daniel Smith, Winsor Newton Professional, Schmincke Horadam. Those are higher priced. Even in the artist grade range, we do have a very strong difference between prices. For example, here in Germany, I buy a tube of 10 milliliters from Rosa Gallery for around €3. And I highly recommend buying more expensive pigments like cobalts and cadmiums from brands like Rosa Gallery or White Knights or other brands that are in that are artist grade but still as cheap as those are, just because a lot of brands like Rosa Gallery, they offer, doesn't matter the pigment, the tubes all cost the same, so you can buy more expensive pigments for a much of more affordable price. So the video itself is older, and that is the reason why my swatch looks a lot lighter, because I realized after a while that with doing the original and the self-mixed version in a very different sized box, that I underestimate the amount of color I need for the bigger box. And that is why my swatch looks a little bit lighter, just because I didn't have mixed enough color for the small box. So that is the only problem here. If I would have used half the size of the box, then it would look much more identical. That's why in my newer the videos, the newer how to mix videos, I always look that the size of the boxes are similar. So that said, it is a very easy mixture. I would say the ratio is around 30 to 70 or 80 to 20, something in that range. You need, of course, a lot more of the PB36, just because the pigment is a lot lighter than, of course, the black pigment. As always, if you have a very different darkness of the pigments used in the mixture, you will have to adjust to a different ratio than, for example, when you are mixing with two pigments that are very close in their light or darkness grade. So that is something to keep in mind. But like I said, the mixtures of any pigment with a PBK 11 are super beginner friendly. That is definitely something that you can start with if you haven't gone into mixing those supergranulating mixtures yourself. If you have already a PBK 11, or buy one and just experiment with it, try to mix it with whatever color you want. And for example, you could use this turquoise version of a PB36 to recreate a forest blue. I think it is a very beautiful color. I'm honestly not so sure how many usages I would have for the color itself. I honestly haven't used it a lot in the past. It is a beautiful color, I do like it, and as always, mixtures with a PBK 11 and any color have a very strong granulating and color separation effect, so they are always beautiful and nice to look. But yeah, if you have already used the color and have usages that you always come back to. I would love to hear what you have used the color for, or maybe what you think you could use the color for, and how you do like the color. I also am always interested. So let me know in the comments if you want to. And as always, a thumbs up or a follow is highly appreciated, because that really helps me on the channel so much. So thank you guys for all the thumbs up and follows you give. And yeah, I really hope that the video was interesting and helpful for you. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and to see you soon in one of my other videos. Bye bye. Take good care of yourself.